Algebra 1 End of Course Assessment Review. In this video, we're going to review the topic of quadratic equations. You're going to need two things. You're going to need your EOC Review Notes packet and the pretest. Also remember that you can pause this video at any point just to catch up with the notes, because I'm going to go through these topics pretty quickly. So let's start by graphing quadratic equations. So remember that this is the form of a quadratic equation. ax squared plus bx plus c. A, b, and c are numbers. This makes a shape called a parabola. When a is positive, the graph opens up. When a is negative, the graph opens down. Solutions to a quadratic equations are also called zeros or x-intercepts. So when you're looking at a graph, you're seeing where the parabola crosses the x-axis if it does. It can cross twice and have two solutions, once and have one solution, or not cross at all, ever, and have no solutions. The vertex of a parabola is the point where the graph changes direction. So if you look at the pictures to the right of the video and on your note sheet, you can see the vertex is pointed out at the point, either the highest or the lowest point. That is called a minimum if the graph opens up, or a maximum if the graph opens down. The axis of symmetry is the invisible vertical line that passes through the vertex. To match an equation with a graph, one strategy you can use is to plug in points for x and y. So go to your EOC pretest packet and work number 8 with me. So this is the graph of y equals some function, f of x. So notice that it is opening downward and it's crossing where y is positive 2. So which of the following is the graph of 2 times f of x minus 1? So when you multiply that equation by 2, it's going to make it skinnier. It's going to stretch it closer to the y-axis. When the 1 is subtracted at the end, it is going to move that y-intercept down 1. So if you look at choice A, you can see that it's wider. So that would not work for our new graph. If you look at choice B, it does look narrower, but it has moved up 1. It is now up 1 at 3 rather than crossing at 2. If we look at C, it is moved down 1 from 2 to 1, and it is a little closer to the y-axis. It has been stretched. So that's going to be our choice, but we'll just look at D and make sure. And so when we see D, we see that D has been moved up and over. All right, now let's look at number 13. And let me take off some of this here. So we've got which of the equations are represented by the graph shown. So a couple things about this graph is that it is crossing, its solutions are at the points 2, 4. So if we wrote those in an equation, we could put them in parentheses with x's, x minus 2 and x minus 4. So we know that A is going to be one of our answer choices, but notice it says select all. So let's multiply those two expressions together and simplify, and you'll get x squared minus 6x plus 8. So now we know two choices, but we want to make sure that we don't leave out a third. So let's look at where the vertex is. See how the vertex is at the point 3, negative 1? That means point choice B will also be one of our answers, because when you have a quadratic equation in this form, the first number is your vertex, and it's always the opposite sign, the x value of the vertex, and then the second number in the equation is the y value, and you just look at that straightforward. So that is showing a vertex of 3, negative 1. Okay, now let's look at 15. So the quadratic function f of x is shown in that graph. If the graph is moved left 4 units and down 2, what would be the equation of the new graph? So on the graph space, let's just do that. Let's just scoot that vertex and look and see what its coordinates would be. It would be at the point negative 2, 1. Now, using what we just talked about in the problem, we're going to look for an equation that has an x value in the parentheses of -2. So we want to look for something that has 2 added and then plus 1 out at the end. So that's going to be choice D. So the number in by the x always has the opposite sign. 22. A student graphs f of x equals x squared and then graphs x squared plus 5. So that means we are simply adding 5, and that is going to move our graph. The graph g of x will be shifted up 5 units. Whoops. There we go, up 5 units. All right, go back to your note sheet, and let's talk about solving quadratic equations by square roots. If you only have an x squared and just a single x, just an x squared in the equation, then you can set it equal to 0 and solve. So here I need to factor out my 2x first, and then I'm going to set those equations both equal to 0 and solve. I think I may be missing an example. So this is the example that comes after that. So by factoring, notice that we can just factor out a 2x and then set both of those terms equal to 0 and solve. Now the example just before that actually just has y equals 2x squared minus 8. So we don't have a second x term. So we can replace the y with 0, and then we'll add 8 to both sides. Divide by 2, because we're just trying to get the x term by itself. And now we can just take the square root of both sides. When we're solving, we want both the positive and the negative